Hey, what's going on guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to a video all about a new game mode within FIFA 16 Ultimate Team. I have recently been to Gamescom, as a lot of you guys know if you've been watching my daily vlogs, and I've experienced FIFA 16 Ultimate Team firsthand. So I'm going to tell you all about FUT Draft and the new game mode that's come into Ultimate Team, and I'm going to basically give you two aspects. I'm going to tell you all about the game, which you may have seen on various different forums and various different platforms around the internet, and then I'm also going to give you my hands-on experience of when I actually played it. I can't show you any footage or captured stuff from the game, but I can tell you about what I've actually seen and played and stuff all of last week. And then of course the game will be out in just over a month or something, and we'll all be able to experience it for ourselves. So FUT Draft is an entirely new game mode brought into Ultimate Team this year, which is essentially a squad building task. You don't use the players that you own on your Ultimate Team. It's a game mode within Ultimate Team, but you don't use the players that you currently own. EA gives you an option of 5 players for each particular position, and you need to choose a player from those 5. And it's quite an interesting one, because there's basically 2 routes that you can go down. One is, let's try and keep the chemistry up so that we can get a high performing team with good chemistry. Or there's the other option of, oh my god, I get the chance to possibly use someone like Ronaldo, but it screws my team chemistry completely. But hey, I don't have him on my actual Ultimate Team, and there's a high possibility that I won't be able to afford him, so I'm going to use him here. And you can totally throw chemistry out the window and go with it like that. So there's 2 different aspects of it. So at the start of the game, when you go into a FUT Draft, it's not free. You, of course, it's like a 5-game tournament or a 4-game tournament, whereby you have to pay to enter. So let's, for example, say, I believe EA have said that it's going to cost you either 15,000 coins or 300 FIFA points. So the same as a 15k pack essentially. That is the cost of going into this tournament, FUT Draft, right? From there, even if you lose your first game, EA have confirmed that what they will be doing is giving you at least the sum that you paid back. Not in the form of like, okay, you're going to lose the game, here's 15,000 coins back, but they'll give you a selection of packs or something like that, which would be equivalent to the value that you've actually paid to enter the tournament. Pretty cool. So no matter what you do, you sort of get the hands-on experience at playing the game, and it's not going to hinder your coin balance too much in the long run. However, if you do progress throughout the different stages of FUT Draft, then you are going to be rewarded heavily with things like packs, probably coin rewards, and I don't know, maybe even players. That sort of side of the game was still yet to be balanced and yet to be completed by EA from when I was playing the game myself. So we're still unsure of what the rewards could be in the future, but I think the higher you progress throughout the tournament, and you know, if you win it, I think the rewards are going to be quite tasty. So I've mentioned that you're not actually using Ultimate Team players from your account, you're using ones gifted to you by EA. You don't get to keep them at the end. Of course, it would be wiped and you could start a new FUT Draft. But the rewards and stuff that you get do actually go back towards your main Ultimate Team account. So you pay 15,000 coins of your Ultimate Team coins to enter. You'll then be given a selection of players that aren't yours. And then at the end of the tournament, or whenever you're knocked out, you get the rewards that go back onto your actual Ultimate Team. So as always with Ultimate Team, there are 2 different ways you can play. You can play online or offline. I'm assuming that the online variant of the game mode is going to be more rewarding in terms of the rewards they actually give you for progressing through the tournament. And then on the offline setting, the first thing that you actually do is choose your difficulty, and therefore it's going to be higher rewards for a higher difficulty of gameplay, all the way up to ultimate or whatever the difficulty it is. That's extremely difficult to play against. So the first thing I was asked to do when playing FUT Draft was choose a formation. Now on your screens right here, you can see the screenshot of what you actually get to do, and it is choose between 5 formations on the game at random. Alright, so at that point in time, you need to, whatever you choose there is, for that FUT Draft session, you have to stick with that formation, and that is the team that you'll be building around. So you've got to think, I don't know, maybe 4-3-2-1 comes up, and you think, okay, all I'm going to need is like 1 strong link to a striker, and I'm going to get his chemistry up. You've got to have chemistry ideas in your head before you even go into it, or perhaps you just choose the formation that you're best at, even though it's going to be really difficult. to hybrid. Now, once you've chosen a formation, the first thing you need to do is choose yourself a captain. Now, in my personal experience of playing the game, it seems to be random positions of different players come up, but typically pretty good players, so I would say you're pretty much always guaranteed to have one very good option in your team, a very big player, for instance, Messi, or a high-rated player like Zlatan or Robin or someone like that to choose from amongst other different players in the team. And typically, I would imagine people would go for the highest rated or the best looking card at that point in time, and then base their squad around that player. So I've chosen my captain. He goes into the team in his preferred position, and from that I then get to pick every single player in the starting 11. So when I click on the goalkeeper, for example, I will get a list of 5 players pop up on my screen of 5 different goalkeepers for myself to choose from. And at that point in time, I need to... This is when we're talking about either chemistry versus rating, right? You could be that guy which just goes all out, gets no chemistry at all, but gets the highest rate. You know, you choose Neuer, you choose like Sergio Ramos at the back, you've got Messi up front with Aguero, and like chemistry just doesn't work. But you have these really sick players, and it's your opportunity to use these absolutely awesome players. So you go about, you know, selecting all of your starting 11, either down the route of chemistry or down the route of the high rated players. I've done both, and I don't know, there's a sense of achievement if you can get 100 chemistry. I did that myself once. You know, I had a few Brazilians pop up, so I thought, oh, this is quite a good idea. And even though every single player is not going to be on 9 chemistry, it's very, very difficult to get a full chemistry on every single player because it's random, right? You guys know I love randomness on the game. I do the random pick, I do the randomizers. So FUT Draft is like so right up my street. It's pretty epic. So yeah, there was the times where I went for kind of nearly a full Brazilian squad just to get my chemistry up to like 100. And then there's also the time where every single category I went through, I basically just picked the highest rated player to see what it would be like and see what the team chemistry would come out at. And of course, it came out very, very low. So I've been through all of the starting 11. I've got every single player in the squad. I've probably not got full chemistry, even if I've been trying to build the squad based around chemistry. We then move to the subs bench and the reserves. Now, there are 2 options right here, and I'm going to give you a quick tip for when the game comes out. Do the second option, because the first one doesn't give, well, it gives you more randomness, but it doesn't leave you in control of what you're doing. So there's an option to completely fill your bench and your reserves with random players, and that will basically mean your squad is complete really quickly, right? It will just literally fizz along the bottom, adding a player to the bench and to the reserves, and then you're ready to go into a match. But on the other hand, you could literally each one by one on your bench and your reserves click and choose between 5 players. So at that point in time, you've got way more opportunity to get the players that you were looking for when you were actually building your starting 11 to add to the chemistry and add to the rating of your squad. So that is the option I would definitely suggest, because it means that you are getting the choice for like how many different players, like 11 or 12 more players that are on the bench and on the reserves. You kind of get to pick an entire new starting 11 if you want. Now, once you have your full squad, your starting 11, your bench, your reserves, you get the choice to chop and change everyone that you want. In case someone on your subs bench actually would be a perfect fit into the squad, you can use them, you can stick them right in there. And that is your squad complete. It's now time to go into a match and see what you can do. Whether you've chosen offline, online, the rewards are going to be very different and very random for everyone. But progress through the tournaments. As you can see on your screens right now, you get bigger and bigger rewards as you go through, and I just think it's going to be an absolutely amazing opportunity for YouTubers and especially Twitch streamers. I think it's going to be a very interactive series, and a lot of popularity will come from FUT Draft. You do also get the option to choose a manager just to get the chemistry up on your team by 1 or 2 notches, in case, you know, you get the option to choose for someone that would be particularly good if you've got 4 or 5 players from the Premier League, for example. Then you're going to want to choose like one of the Premier League managers, or that sort of thing, just to boost that chemistry even further. Some other little things to note are as follows. So as I mentioned earlier, you don't get to keep the players from FUT Draft. once you've done with that particular session, they are wiped, you know, and you get to go again and choose more random players, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be very different each time. If you get a particularly good squad and you've somehow managed to build like an amazing hybrid, you can copy that squad onto your concept squads of your actual Ultimate Team, and then go from there and pick those players up and do all of that good stuff on your actual Ultimate Team. So FUT Draft actually doesn't make use of your consumables within your club. You're not going to need to stick a squad fitness on, and the players aren't going to get injured. And well, even if they get injured in the game, it's not going to result in them being out and you're going to have to place a card on them to fix them at the end of the game. Everyone's going to be fit and healthy for you to be able to use any player within that squad for your next game should you get through. And the final thing, which is pretty awesome and gives longevity to the game mode, is that there's going to be a library of players from the start of the game, and then each team of the week comes out, and you can still get the option to use informs from previous weeks in FUT Draft. So basically, the library just grows and grows and grows throughout the year, to the point where we're going to have Team of the Years, Legends, Team of the Seasons, informs, pink cards, green cards, you name it. If they're in the game at some point in the game, they're all going to be available to you, and the squads are going to get more colourful and more interesting. So my review on the game itself, I was very, very impressed. You know, at the end of the day, you're playing Ultimate Team, which if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you're a fan of. And it's a really great thing for perhaps the more casual user, because one, it's a really fun and interactive gameplay. I mean, imagine if you're having a FIFA night in with your mates, and you can literally, it's very, very interactive. You know, you can perhaps like just, you know, one person gets to choose one player, then it passes the controller on to the next player, and all of that good stuff, and you basically create a random squad between you. I think that's a really, really good idea. It also allows the more casual player of the game who's not willing to stuff thousands of pounds into FIFA points to actually get these players on their main Ultimate Team account, to be able to use Legends and to be able to use the likes of Messi and Ronaldo and all of that good stuff, which is a really, really positive thing, and I really do give that a big thumbs up. And as I mentioned before, like, I'm such a big fan of the randomness on Ultimate Team. I do these different series, which is basically me using random stuff that I'm not used to. So FUT Draft is literally going to be something which I plan on doing like a weekly video on it and seeing how far I can get with each team. And that'll be a good way for me to be able to like rate players and give a review on players that I've used, based on the chemistry and stuff that I've gone with. I think it'll be really interesting, and I think that may be one of my main videos each week, is a session on FUT Draft to see how far we can get. The final cool aspect about it all is that it's going to be on FIFA 16, which is going to be new gameplay, new little touches and dribbles and all of this good stuff with all the new features that are there, and it's going to be so much fun to just be able to go in and have fun on FUT Draft. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys can understand the hype that I'm trying to produce for it, because it's a really cool thing. Like, EA have put out a completely new game mode within Ultimate Team, which is something we've not seen for a long time, so I'm really, really happy about that. If you've enjoyed this video and found it interesting and useful and insightful, then make sure you smash a like on it. Subscribe to my channel for more of these videos. I'm going to be doing separate videos based on the whole look and feel of Ultimate Team, and packs especially, like new modes and new features within actually using packs on Ultimate Team, and then another one based on the gameplay and the new skill moves and all of that stuff that I've found whilst actually having a hands-on experience and playing the game. So smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you next time. Peace.